Very good. There are 33 active cases of coronavirus in Victoria. That's 4 new cases in hotel quarantine since yesterday. So this is the 12th day of 0 local cases, the 12th 0 day, and that's a great credit to the public health team and indeed every single Victorian who's still taking this virus and this threat and challenge very seriously. That's exactly the way it has to be. Until we get the community through that process of everyone getting the vaccine, then we have to remain vigilant and we all need to keep playing our part. To that end, I'm very pleased to say that there were 13,973 test results received today. We thank each and every one of those almost 14,000 Victorians who got tested yesterday. That's a very strong number for a Sunday, and we, again, as we've said so many times, we have to keep those numbers up because it gives us the most complete picture to keep you safe, your family safe and every family safe. And of course, it's for so long as we remain safe, we can remain open and not have to reimpose any of those restrictions that are so damaging and challenging. Now, as you know, on Saturday, the Chief Health Officer and I announced that from 6 p.m. Saturday night, people from the 5 LGAs that were declared by National Cabinet as a hot zone, a red zone in Brisbane, people would be able to return from 6 p.m. once they got a permit, isolate for the 3 days, get their test done in that 3 days, and upon the receipt of a negative result, they'd be free and clear to go about their business. We also at that stage indicated that the Chief Health Officer and his team would spend the weekend, a very long weekend, working very hard to assess each and every case and the epi picture, the virus picture in the Greater Sydney region. And that following that review, we had hoped to be able to make announcements today or tomorrow about releasing a number of local government areas or switching them from red to orange in the Greater Sydney area. Following the work that the public health team has done over the course of the weekend and following approval by the Coordinating Ministers Committee of Cabinet this morning at an early morning meeting, I can announce, and I have informed Gladys Berejiklian of this decision, all but the following local government areas, so 25 of the 35 Greater Sydney local government areas will move from red to orange at 6 p.m. This evening. You get a permit, you can travel back, you'll get an automatic permit, you can travel back, and you must get tested and isolate until you get that test result, that negative result, and then just like the Brisbane returning Victorians, you will be free and clear as well. So the following local government areas remain red, and therefore the rest, the balance, the 25, go to orange from 6 p.m. tonight. So these remain red: Bankstown City, Burwood, Canterbury City, Canterbury Bankstown, Cumberland, Fairfield City, Inner West, Liverpool City, Parramatta City and Strathfield Municipality. So what the detailed and extensive evaluation of the epidemiological conditions in Greater Sydney, indeed in New South Wales, has revealed is that transmission and cases are pretty much confined to those 10 local government areas, and we're not seeing cases and spread or contacts that are in isolation in those other 25 local government areas. That's what gives the public health team confidence to provide to me and the government, and therefore for decisions to be confirmed about releasing or changing from red to orange those 25 local government areas. I should also add that based on the same detailed analysis, from 6 p.m. tonight, the Blue Mountains and Wollongong will also be downgraded from red to orange. Further to that, I can also confirm, and I don't propose to read these out, but the 16 local government areas that run on the New South Wales side but along the New South Wales-Victoria border, they will from 6 p.m. tonight move from orange to green. Now what that will mean is not so much for local residents because they're already in a bubble, but for visitors to those communities. If you travel into New South Wales, you'll need a permit to come back, but you will not have to isolate and get a negative test. And that's a consequence of having seen no cases there for a sufficient period of time. So all in all, this is a very good day, particularly when you look at 50% of office workers in the private sector and 25% in the public sector going back to work today, reverting to the mask rules that we had in place at Christmas time as opposed to New Year, the 12th day of 0 cases, a strong test number, and systems working as they should. I want to also just make mention of the Deloitte Access Economics report that's out today that speaks directly to the fact that because we have controlled the health situation, we can now begin, in fact be well underway in terms of the economic repair, creating jobs, creating demand and underpinning confidence in our Victorian economy as well as communities. That predicted 5.4% growth rate, the highest in the nation. It's a forecast from a pretty well regarded firm. That should be something that sees Victorians confident as well that 2021 is going to be a very different year than 2020, and the Victorian state budget in no small way underpins that confidence, underpins that growth, underpins demand and jobs. That's why 2021 is going to be a year of delivering, getting that money that's been allocated through the budget spent, getting it invested. It's no good making announcements. You've got to get that money out there supporting jobs, and that's exactly what our focus will be throughout this year. So all in all, very positive announcements that we're very pleased to be able to make. So just in summary, all but 10 of those 35 local government areas go from red to orange. Those people will be able to get a permit, automatically return home from 6 p.m. tonight. They must isolate at home and get tested within 72 hours. If it's a negative test, then they're free and clear, and 12 days of 0. And the approach that we've taken, the absolutely first-rate contact tracing and testing approach that everyone's bought into and that the public health team can be very proud of, has delivered this result. But we have to remain vigilant, we have to remain focused on the challenge that we face, and it's a very real challenge. Until we get people vaccinated, this is with us. It can't be normal, it has to be COVID normal, and we have to stay safe in order to stay open, and that's exactly what we're determined to do. And central to that is following public health advice, not cherry-picking the bits that are popular, not listening to the loudest voices. That didn't build what we've built. A determination and a conviction to follow the science, follow the data and listen to the doctors. That's what's built this, and that's what will safeguard it best. I now might ask Brett just to add to my comments, and then of course we're happy to take any and all questions you have.